Good morning. Welcome to 2013-2014 school year. I want to be one of the first to welcome you, and you look as though you're roaring and ready to go. So let's get started. I wanted to lead with this comic. I'm sure that none of you are feeling this way as we approach the first days of school, right? I'm also sure that we've all probably felt this way at some point in time. I really hope that this is not the way that you're feeling, because I'm excited about the upcoming year, and I hope that you are as well. Please let me begin by telling you that it is truly an honor to be here. It has been a dream of mine to lead a school like this. You have all done so many wonderful and amazing things, and there's a lot of good things going on here. I want to be a part of that. Please know that it is not my agenda to come in and try to take over. However, it is my goal to step into a leadership position of an already successful team. I look forward to working with each one of you on a personal level. You probably want to know a little bit about me. My name is Deanna Willman. I'm married to my husband Nick of about 5 years. We have a precious little girl, Emily, who's about 9 months old. Emily tends to absorb the majority of our free time. Professionally, I completed my undergraduate and my graduate work at Baylor University in Waco, Texas. However, I've earned my principal certification locally at Stephen F. Austin State University. I've worked at Diboll ISC for 3 years as a math teacher. As I've mentioned, outside of school, Emily consumes most of my spare time, but I really do just enjoy being with friends and family. I honestly believe that life is way too short to be so unhappy, so that we need to make the most of the moments that we're given. Legacy. I want you to take some time to think about this word. What does it mean to you? I believe that the things we do today should be worth leaving behind. What we're doing here in the schools is just that. We're creating our legacy. The things that I do with teachers creates my legacy as a principal. The things you do with your students creates your legacy as a teacher. The amazing thing is that we have the opportunity to choose what legacy we want to leave behind. It's entirely up to us how we're remembered when we're gone. I've included this video clip for y'all to watch. In some ways it's a bit silly and over-exaggerated, but it definitely shows a point. Both teachers are leaving a legacy. Which one is worth leaving?
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Learning Channel's Wide World of Teaching, where we broadcast a teaching event live as it's happening. I'm your host, Marv Roberts, along with me, color analyst Gail Gardenia. Gail, what can you tell us about today's contestants as they prepare their classrooms?
Well, Marv, they're as different as night and day. On the left, Mildred Pincham, traditional, closed-off, set in her ways, and she thinks Rush Limbaugh is the sexiest man alive.
On the right, Maverick, Harold Maverick, visionary, open, curious, lifelong learner, and just to keep life spicy, puts jalapenos in his prune juice.
Woo! That would do it for me.
There's the bell, and here come the students. Hey, what's Harold doing?
He's having the kids tell him something they learned in class yesterday as the password to enter his classroom today.
A great way to check responsiveness.
And the students are handing him journals. Harold really knows how to collect homework without being demanding.
But look at Mildred.
Oh, she's greeting her kids like a third base coach waving in a runner from second.
Harold is preparing his class with a segment from an educational laserdisc while Mildred takes attendance. And this is important, Gail, because the school secretary has been known to shut down the entire school if that list is not on her desk first thing in the morning.
Mildred!
Good morning. Welcome to the 2013-2014 school year. I want to be the first to welcome you, although it looks like you're roaring and ready to go, so let's get started. I wanted to lead with this comic. I'm sure none of you have felt this way on the first day of school approaches, right? Well, I'm also sure that all of us have probably felt this way at some point in time. I really hope this is not the way that you feel as the school year begins, because I'm very excited and I hope that you are as well. Please let me begin by telling you that it is truly an honor to be in this school. It has always been a dream of mine to be and lead a school like this. You have so many wonderful and amazing things happening here, and I want to be a part of that. I want you to know that it's not in my agenda to come in and take over this place. However, it is my goal to step into a leadership position of an already successful team. I look forward to working with each and every one of you on a personal level. You probably want to know a little bit about me as well. First of all, my name is Deanna Willman. I'm married to my husband Nick for about 5 years. Together we have a precious little girl, Emily, who's about 9 months old. Emily consumes the majority of our free time. Professionally, I've completed both my undergraduate and graduate work at Baylor University in Waco, Texas. However, I earned my principal certification locally at Stephen F. Austin State University. I've also worked at Diboll ISD for 3 years. As I've mentioned, outside of school, Emily consumes most of my free time, but I really do just enjoy spending time with family and friends. I firmly believe that life is way too short to be unhappy, so we need to make the most of the moments that we're given. So now as we get into the real stuff, I want you to look at this word, legacy. I want you to think about what that word means to you. How could you use it in your terms as an educator? I believe that the things that we do today should be worth leaving behind. That's what we're doing here in the schools. We're creating legacies. The things that I do with you create my legacy as a principal. The things that you do with your students create your legacy as teachers. The amazing thing is that we have the opportunity to choose what legacy we leave behind. It is entirely up to us how we want to be remembered when we're gone. I've included this video clip for you to watch. In some ways it's a bit silly and over-exaggerated, but it definitely shows a point. Both teachers are leaving a legacy, but which one is worth leaving behind?
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Learning Channel's Wide World of Teaching, where we broadcast a teaching event live as it's happening. I'm your host, Marv Roberts, along with me, color analyst Gail Gardenia. Gail, what can you tell us about today's contestants as they prepare their classrooms?
Well, Marv, they're as different as night and day. On the left, Mildred Pincham, traditional, closed-off, set in her ways, and she thinks Rush Limbaugh is the sexiest man alive.
On the right, Maverick, Harold Maverick, visionary, open, curious, lifelong learner, and just to keep life spicy, puts jalapenos in his prune juice.
Woo! That would do it for me.
There's the bell, and here come the students. Hey, what's Harold doing?
He's having the kids tell him something they learned in class yesterday as the password to enter his classroom today.
A great way to check responsiveness.
And the students are handing him journals. Harold really knows how to collect homework without being demanding.
But look at Mildred.
Oh, she's greeting her kids like a third base coach waving in a runner from second.
Harold is preparing his class with a segment from an educational laserdisc while Mildred takes attendance. And this is important, Gail, because the school secretary has been known to shut down the entire school if that list is not on her desk first thing in the morning.
Mildred's using the patented Pincham death stare to buckle their knees right into their chairs.
Now she's occupying them with a mind-numbing reading assignment while she speeds through the halls to deliver the attendance sheet herself. Oh, there's got to be a better way.
There is, Marvin. Harold's doing it. He's booted up his desktop and is emailing the info directly to the secretary's computer. By networking with local business people, Harold got the hardware to thrust his classroom into the 21st century.
Well, how's Mildred with a computer?
Are you kidding? If she tiptoed onto the information superhighway, she'd be roadkill before the first exit.
Yes! Her motto is no TV, no CD, no PC. It might make learning too easy.
Now Mildred is lunging into a turgid lecture on the Boston Tea Party.
Instead of lecturing, Harold is setting up teams of New England colonists and British governors for a role-playing, problem-solving exercise. Hands are popping up all over the room.
His students work well together, Marvin, enjoy this kind of collaborative learning. The room is abuzz.
Well, there's a buzz coming from Mildred's room as well.
It's called snoring, Marv. It's what happens when half the class is asleep.
There's the bell ending the first round. We're through the preliminaries, and now it's off to the faculty lounge to judge break time productivity.
Harold's got his finger on the pulse of this lounge, Marv. Exchanging ideas, sharing information. Now he's meeting with his peer coach for some friendly feedback.
Where's Mildred?
In her regular corner, Marv, with her regular coffee, her regular cigarette, and her regular bear claw from Dunkin' Donuts. If she speaks at all, it's to complain about students.
All right, it's back to the classrooms now for the dreaded parent-teacher conference. For this competition, we've assembled two sets of parents who both think their child is best, blurt out insults without thinking, and are on medication for uncontrollable mood swings.
Look at Harold. He's doing exceptionally well, Marv. He's calmly listening to the parents' complaints and asking for evidence.
What patience, what ease. He's a regular Buddha out there.
Oh my gosh, Marv, look at Mildred. Her set of parents just said one wrong word to her and she belted them with two left hooks and a right cross.
And they are down. They are down, and she's taunting them like Muhammad Ali over Sonny Liston.
Unbelievable. Let's look at the replay.
All right, we're queuing that up.
Oh, yes. Oh, look at that form.
So, as I mentioned, it's a little silly and over-exaggerated, but it definitely makes a point. As we move through the day, I would like for you to think about what your legacy would be. What do you want others to remember about you when you're gone? And I would like to share with you how I would like to be remembered for my work in the school system. First of all, I want you to understand a little bit about my leadership style. I am not the queen and this is not my castle. That's not at all how I feel. I truly believe that a system of shared leadership is the most effective way to lead others. But please make no mistake, this will require a tremendous amount of trust and confidence on both ends. Together, we can build a coalition to effectively meet the needs of the school. By doing this, we share responsibility, but we're also part of the team, and the team must carry its weight. Furthermore, we are all accountable for the decisions and the actions that the team chooses. I don't believe in throwing people under the bus, and I would hope for the same for you. Please take a few minutes to read this to yourself. So I want you to think about this. Both the orchestra and the jazz create beautiful music. One of the main differences is that the jazz band sounds beautiful together while still letting individual talent shine through. This might be a new concept to many of you, and that's okay, but that's what I would like to see at this school. In order for this to happen, we're going to have to sit down and work some stuff out. For the shared leadership system to work, we must all be closely aligned with our values and beliefs and what we want for the school. Now that you're aware of my preferred leadership style, I would like to tell you more about my own values and beliefs. My number one goal at the school is to be the instructional leader. Student learning and achievement should be the number one focus for all of us. That's why we're here. I'm not the principal that sits in our office with the door open waiting for you to come to me when there's an issue. I will be out and about. In order to know what's going on in this school, I need to know what's happening. I hope that you will not feel intimidated or anything of the sort, but I will be in and out of your classrooms on a regular basis. My job is to help the students, and I think the best way to do that is to help the teachers and be supportive in any and all ways that I possibly can. With that being said, it's my job to be supportive of you as teachers. You are all the backbone of public education. Research suggests that the teacher is the main variable in the classroom that leads to student learning. Please note that I'm available to support you. It is my job to make sure that you have the time and the resources you need to be the best teacher you can for the students in your classroom. As I mentioned, I'll be out and about in the school. However, it is likely that I might overlook something. If there's anything that you need from me, please don't hesitate to approach me. I've included this little graphic that I found in a magazine. It's very interesting because it was a survey that was asked to teachers about what they needed, what would support them. And some of the major things were supportive leadership, time for teachers to collaborate, access to high quality curriculum and teaching resources, professional development that's relevant to personal and school goals, and clean and safe building conditions. These are the things that I hope to provide you with throughout the school year. One way that I intend to support you and the school is by creating a faculty that is highly qualified and trained. There are two ways that I can go about this. First, I could recruit who I feel are highly qualified teachers. But because you're all sitting here listening to me, that's not necessary. The other option is to retain the qualified staff that I currently have and teach them ways that they can improve and better themselves. At this moment, I prefer the second option. You are here on this campus for a reason. I believe in order to develop a highly qualified faculty that we first need to create a community of continuous learners. Please don't misunderstand. I can almost guarantee that the first thing that went through your mind was, great. She's going to make us do a lot of meaningless professional development this year. But that's not the point. My goal is for all of us, myself included, to find ways that we can better ourselves. It's my hope that with the input from you, we will be able to take part in meaningful professional development that we can take back and use in our classrooms in order to be better for our students. I've included these two images to show you my priorities for the school. First is safety. Students and teachers alike need to feel safe when they enter the building. And then my second priority is the students. That's why we're here. They're the reason that we have joined the education field. I have some expectations for you as we go throughout the school year. Please know that I do expect some things from you, and I'm sure that you expect things from me in turn, and I hope that you will be open and share those with me. My first expectation comes with how we treat students. It would be really easy for me to stand up here and tell you to love your kids. If we're truly honest with ourselves, that's not always an easy thing to do. It's really, really hard to love Johnny when he's throwing pencils across the room, or to love Maria when she left her homework at home for the third day in a row. Some of you are not going to believe your ears when I say this. You don't have to love your kids. You don't even have to like them. However, as a teacher in the classroom, I expect you to act as though you do. When those students leave at the end of the day, I expect that they will feel better about themselves than when they arrived. In order for them to learn and be successful at this school, they need to leave here feeling loved and cared about. My next expectation comes with how we treat each other. The same rule applies to you and your colleagues. I'm not asking you to like each other all the time, or be best friends, or hang out on the weekends. That might be impossible for some of you to do, and very easy for others. I'm simply asking you to act as though you do. We're all professionals here. Please treat each other with kindness and respect. If we don't treat each other respectfully, it would be silly for us to expect the kids to do the same. Our goal here at this campus is for students to learn every day. That's where you guys come in. You are the main variable. Do what it takes every day to create meaningful learning opportunities that engage the kids. They're naturally curious. They're going to learn something one way or the other. It's up to us to make sure that they're learning what they need to in order to be successful in life. This graphic pretty much sums up my values and beliefs about schooling and my role as your principal. These are the things that I want to be remembered for. It won't happen on its own if I sit in my office and wait for it to happen. It's up to me to make the steps to make it happen. It's your turn now. What's your legacy? How do you want to be remembered in the classroom? Do you want to be the teacher that never gave homework? Do you want to be the strict one that never lets anybody talk? Do you want to be the fun teacher with no rules? Do you want to be the project teacher? It's up to you to decide. I've included a video that I want you to stop and think about. As you leave today, there are a few things I want you to remember. The video that we're going to watch is much different than the one before. I'm asking that you please use this time as quiet reflection about your legacy, about the legacy that you want to leave, and the impact that you have as an educator. These 5 principles can be applied to our lives in education. 1. Everything that you do and say affects someone else. You leave a mark whether you're aware of it or not. 2. The most important part is inside of you. Think about the passion that you once and hopefully still have within you. 3. You have the ability to correct mistakes, mend relationships, whether it's with students or teachers, and right your wrongs. 4. This is not always an easy profession. Quite simply, it hurts at times, but it's those aches that we endure that make us better in the long run. 5. You can do great things, but you might need some guidance. Allow those around you to help. You don't always have to do it alone. And as you leave today, I have a special pencil for each and every one of you that I want you to take as a reminder of how we're like pencils and the potentials that you have as an educator. Thank you.